Arcadia. I live in a city that never sleeps. A city of dazzling lights, towering skyscrapers, and bustling streets. But beneath the vibrant facade, I sense a lurking darkness. Hidden in the shadows, a different story unfolds before me. In the labyrinthine alleys and forgotten corners, I hear secrets whisper. Mysteries linger around me. The city's heart beats to a rhythm of duality that I can feel. Daylight brings energy and promise to my world. Nightfall unveils an undercurrent of intrigue that I can't ignore. This is my Arcadia, where shadows hold secrets and every corner whispers a tale to me. A city where the line between truth and deception blurs before my eyes, and where some stories refuse to stay buried, haunting me. This is where my story begins. I am Eve Carter, an investigative journalist for the Arcadian Times. I am driven by an insatiable thirst for truth. My pen is my weapon. My words are my arsenal. My reputation precedes me. I am known for my relentless pursuit of justice. My unwavering determination is to expose the hidden underbelly of Arcadia. No story is too small, and no secret is too well guarded for me. Tonight, a new story calls to me. This case has sent chills down the spines of even the most hardened detectives. The disappearances, I can feel it. This story, it's different. Once pulled, it's a thread that could unravel the city's carefully constructed facade, and I'm ready to tug.
I'm Detective Mark Harrison, a veteran of the Arcadia Police Department, world-weary, haunted by the ghosts of cases past. I navigate the city's underbelly with a practiced eye.
I'm Sophia Rivera, tech genius, Eve's confidant, and partner in crime solving. My fingers dance across keyboards, breaching firewalls, uncovering digital trails others miss.
I'm Nathaniel Nate Blake, an enigma, a whisper in the night. I walk the line between the city's glittering surface and its murky depths. My information is always costly, always valuable.
I'm Mayor Victoria Langford, the city's leading lady. Powerful, ambitious, my smile as sharp as the city's skyline. But behind the polished veneer lies a woman of secrets. My phone buzzed, a familiar voice on the other end. Nate. His words were a low murmur, barely audible above the city's hum. A name, a location, the missing persons case. My pulse quickened. This was it, the lead I'd been waiting for. A piece of the puzzle that had haunted me for weeks. The disappearances, each victim vanishing without a trace. I hung up, a sense of purpose settling over me. This story was about to get real. I wouldn't rest until I uncovered the truth, no matter the cost. First, I needed a backup. Sophia, my tech whiz, my friend, my partner in crime solving, a quick call, a shared sense of urgency. We were going in, but we weren't alone. Mayor Evelyn Hart, a fierce advocate for justice, was on our side. She had vowed to bring the city's dark secrets to light. Together, we would uncover the truth. The old warehouse loomed before me, a skeletal silhouette against the neon-streaked sky. It stood abandoned, forgotten, a testament to the city's relentless march of progress. I could feel Sophia's apprehension as we approached. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of decay and the weight of unseen eyes. The silence was broken only by the distant wail of a siren, a mournful cry echoing through the desolate streets. I took a deep breath, steeling my nerves. This was familiar territory, the underbelly of the city, where shadows danced and secrets whispered, where truth often hid in the darkest corners. Ready, Soph? She nodded, her grip tightening on her backpack. We stepped inside, the heavy door groaning shut behind us, sealing us within the warehouse's silent embrace. The air inside was stale, thick with dust and the musty odor of decay. The only light came from our flashlights, cutting through the gloom, revealing glimpses of forgotten machinery and debris-strewn floors. We moved cautiously, our footsteps echoing through the vast emptiness. Each creak of metal, each rustle of unseen things, sent shivers down our spines. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the pounding of our hearts. My flashlight beam fell upon a heavy steel door, partially hidden by cobwebs and shadows. It looked out of place, newer than its surroundings. A cold draft snaked out from beneath it, sending a chill down my spine. I exchanged a look with Sophia, a silent question passing between us. This was it, the source of the unease, the epicenter of the mystery. We both knew it. I reached for the door handle, my hand trembling slightly. The metal was ice cold to the touch. The door creaked open, protesting with a grating sound that echoed through the cavernous space. A wave of stale, cold air washed over us, carrying the faint scent of ozone and something else, metallic, out of place. My flashlight beam sliced through the darkness, illuminating a narrow staircase leading down into the depths of the warehouse. The air grew colder, heavier, as if we were descending into the belly of a sleeping beast. Sophia shivered, pulling her jacket tighter around her.
This place gives me the creeps. You sure about this, Eve?
I hesitated for a moment, a shiver running down my spine despite myself. The air was thick with an unspoken tension, a sense of being watched that sent prickles of unease crawling across my skin. "Something's down here, Soph," I murmured, my voice firm despite the tremor in my gut. "Something big." Someone had been watching me, recording me. For how long and why?
Eve, this is huge. It's like something out of a spy movie.
A cold dread settled in the pit of my stomach. This wasn't just some petty surveillance operation. This was something far more sinister, far more organized. Someone was playing a dangerous game, and I was just a pawn caught in the middle.
It's sophisticated, top-of-the-line equipment, custom software. Whoever set this up knew what they were doing.
I need to find out who's behind this, Soph.
Eve, you're not going to believe this. It's the missing persons cases. They're all here. Names, addresses, dates of disappearance, and footage. Hours of it, from before they vanished.
I felt a surge of adrenaline, mixed with a growing sense of dread. This was it, the key to the puzzle. But as I leaned closer, my gaze fixed on the screen, a cold realization washed over me. I wasn't just looking at a list of victims. I was looking at a hit list, and my name was at the top. I stared at the wall of my office, a mosaic of faces staring back. Each photo, a life unfinished, a question unanswered, my missing persons board, a grim reminder of the city's undercurrent of despair. I ran a hand over my weary face, the weight of the badge heavier than usual. The city's shadows seemed to deepen with each passing day, swallowing its citizens whole, vanishing without a trace, leaving behind whispers and unanswered questions. I'd spent years navigating the city's labyrinthine underbelly, had seen the best and worst humanity had to offer. But these disappearances, they were different. They clung to me like a shroud, a chilling reminder of my own failings. There was a pattern here. I could feel it in my gut, a connection, a thread linking these cases together. But it remained elusive, taunting me with its proximity. I needed a break, a new angle, anything to break through the fog of uncertainty. Each face on the board holds a story, a life lived, loved, lost. There was Sarah, the young artist who dreamed of painting the city's soul. John, the shopkeeper with a heart of gold. Maria, the single mother working 2 jobs to provide for her children. Gone, swallowed by the city's insatiable hunger, leaving behind fragments of lives, shattered families, and a growing sense of unease that permeates even the most vibrant corners of Arcadia. I can almost hear their voices, their pleas for help echoing in the silence of my office. I promised myself, vowed to bring them justice. But the answers remain elusive, hidden in the labyrinthine alleys and shadowy corners of the city I have sworn to protect. The weight of their absence presses down on me, a constant reminder of the city's vulnerability. Arcadia, once a beacon of hope, now seems shrouded in a perpetual twilight, trapped between the promise of dawn and the encroaching darkness.
The phone's shrill ring shattered the silence, jolting me from my thoughts. I answered, pressing the receiver to my ear. The voice on the other end was familiar, insistent. Eve Carter, the journalist, a tenacious one, always sniffing out stories in the city's underbelly. I'd crossed paths with her before, our paths often converging at the scene of the city's latest mystery. Her words, sharp and urgent, cut through the fog of my exhaustion. A lead on the missing persons case. The old warehouse on 5th. Intrigue sparked within me, a flicker of hope in the darkness. Could this be the break I'd been waiting for? I'm on my way, I growled, grabbing my jacket and heading for the door. The city awaited, its secrets whispering on the wind. And tonight, I would chase those whispers, seeking answers in the heart of the unknown.
The warehouse air hung heavy, thick with dust and the weight of discovery. Harrison's footsteps echoed on the concrete floor as he descended into the basement, his eyes adjusting to the harsh fluorescent light. I stood in the center of the room, my face illuminated by the glow of countless monitors. Sophia, a whirlwind of nervous energy, typed furiously at a nearby console. I turned to greet him, Harrison. I nodded, my voice tight with a mixture of relief and urgency. Glad you could make it. We stumbled onto something big, Detective. Bigger than we could have imagined. Harrison's gaze swept over the room, absorbing the sophisticated equipment and sheer scale of the operation.
I'd seen my share of surveillance setups in my years on the force, but nothing like this. This isn't some two-bit criminal operation. This is professional and organized, with resources that hint at something far more insidious. Walk me through it. Tell me everything. I have a feeling I won't like the answers, but some truths, however unsettling, need to be unearthed.
Our software's custom-built military-grade encryption, facial recognition, license plate readers, even thermal imaging. We're tracking everything.
Sophia's fingers were a blur across the keyboard as she navigated the system with practiced ease, her voice a rapid-fire staccato as she laid out our findings.
We've been watching these people for weeks, maybe months before they disappeared, tracking their every move, logging their routines.
She pulled up a series of files, each one detailing a missing person case. Names, dates, locations, all meticulously logged and cross-referenced with surveillance footage.
There's more?
Harrison leaned closer, his eyes scanning the data, his mind racing to connect the dots. The sheer volume of information was overwhelming, a digital haystack hiding a very dangerous needle. He could feel a headache building behind his eyes, the weight of the case pressing down on him.
There's more. Financial records, medical histories, even social media activity. We've been compiling detailed profiles on these people. It's like we're building a database of disappearances.
Sophia's voice dropped to a whisper, the gravity of our findings sinking in. A chill settled over the room, the implications of Sophia's words hanging heavy in the air. This wasn't just about surveillance, it was about control. Someone was amassing a disturbing amount of power, operating in the shadows, their motives as murky as the depths of the city itself. The missing persons, the surveillance, the level of sophistication, it all pointed to something bigger than I initially thought. Someone is pulling the strings, and they've gone to great lengths to cover their tracks. My eyes narrowed in thought, and I pieced together the puzzle. My voice was tight with a mixture of anger and determination. This isn't random. There's a purpose behind this. An agenda we're only just beginning to uncover. Harrison, his years of experience whispering caution, nodded slowly. He'd seen firsthand how easily power could corrupt, how quickly the line between right and wrong could blur in the pursuit of a greater goal. The air crackled with tension, the weight of their discovery pressing down on them. We were on the edge of something significant, a conspiracy that stretched far beyond the confines of the dilapidated warehouse. But as we delved deeper, we knew one thing for certain. The truth, once unearthed, would shake Arcadia to its core. In Arcadia, I felt the shadows had eyes. I watched, I listened, I whispered secrets on the wind, secrets that could shatter my life, topple empires, and rewrite the very fabric of my city itself. The footsteps, whoever they belonged to, had vanished, swallowed by the darkness, leaving behind a silence more unnerving than any threat. I was playing a deadly game, one with rules I was only beginning to understand. I could feel it in my gut. This was just the beginning. The deeper I dug, the more I realized how little I knew. Arcadia, once a symbol of progress and promise, now revealed itself to me as a city teetering on the edge of a precipice. As the shadows deepened, one question echoed through the silence. Who or what was watching me from the darkness?
Stay curious and stay safe. Like and subscribe for more thrilling mysteries. Until next time, mystery lovers.